Alarm sirens ripping through my skull were not how I planned to wake up after 3 months of peaceful hibernation, and yet that was the first sensation that dragged me back into existence. A metallic voice screaming about critical failures while my capsule lid hissed open like an angry beast. Imagine drooling in artificial sleep, dreaming of home, and then being informed you're seconds away from becoming decorative debris in deep space. My name is Adrian Cole, long-haul survey pilot, officially on a 6-month solo mission that apparently decided to end halfway through. My ship, the Wandering Ember, shook so violently I thought the universe itself had grabbed it and started mixing a cosmic cocktail. Red lights flashed, smoke curled from the panels, and I stumbled toward the cockpit with legs that still believed they were asleep. Every step felt like I was learning gravity from scratch. The controls sparked like a cheap fireworks show, and when I grabbed the yoke the ship fought me like a furious animal. Through the cracked viewport I saw a planet filling the sky. Blue oceans, green continents, beautiful and absolutely enormous, rushing toward me with murderous enthusiasm. Well, I muttered, half delirious. At least I'm awake for the crash. Dying in your sleep is unprofessional. The impact was a thunderclap. My head snapped sideways, stars exploded behind my eyes, and for a moment there was nothing. When I came back, silence pressed in on me, thick and suffocating. The air stank of burnt circuits and ozone. The Wandering Ember looked folded in on itself like an accordion that had lost an argument. Somehow I was alive, which was encouraging, but my return ticket home had been thoroughly cancelled. I forced open the hatch and stepped into air that was fresh, floral, and impossibly gentle. The world outside was a jungle cathedral, towering trees, glowing plants, a turquoise sky so vivid it looked painted. Gorgeous. Also, very likely the place I would die stranded and alone. I started walking, hoping for water, shelter, or civilization, preferably in that order. Civilization found me first. A patrol emerged from the foliage, towering women, each well over 2 meters tall, skin a deep sapphire blue, carrying spears thicker than my arm. They were built like living statues, all muscle and calm menace, and they stared at me with open curiosity. I raised my hands and introduced myself in the universal language of, "Please don't kill me." Their leader stepped forward, easily 2 heads taller than me, eyes sharp and assessing. I tried diplomacy. "Explorer. Ship crash. Need help." She glanced at the smoking wreck in the distance and nodded slowly. Her voice rolled like distant thunder. "Skyman falls hard. Skyman is small." I decided not to take that personally. I explained I could pay, trade technology, anything, if they helped repair my ship. The warriors murmured among themselves, amused, and the leader smiled in a way that showed slightly pointed teeth. "We do not want your metal money," she said. "You arrived during our season of need." That phrase should have worried me more than it did. When she clarified, my brain stalled. Their culture, she explained with ceremonial seriousness, required an outsider champion during a rare biological cycle, a ritual test of endurance and vitality. Complete the ritual, earn their gratitude, and their finest engineers would rebuild my vessel. Refuse, and I would be considered dishonorable and executed. The circle of blue giants watching me made it clear this was not a negotiable contract. I did the math. Terrifying ritual versus immediate death. I accepted. They escorted me to their village, a breathtaking network of colossal wooden structures woven into the trees. They fed me fruits that tasted like lightning and honey, roasted meat that melted on my tongue, and gave me a hammock large enough for a bear. That night I slept deeply, telling myself I was brave, telling myself I had survived worse, telling myself a lot of lies. In the morning they brought me before their matriarch. She was monumental, her presence filling the chamber before she even spoke. Darker blue skin, braided hair like a rope, eyes glowing violet with ancient intelligence. When she stood, the ceiling seemed inadequate. She regarded me with something like pity. She spoke of honor, of sacrifice, of legends remembered for centuries. The ritual, she explained, demanded total commitment. Their champion was expected to give everything. The way she said it drained the warmth from my veins. I realized with a jolt that their definition of everything bordered on fatal. Panic clawed at my ribs. But survival breeds creativity. Hidden in my emergency kit was a hibernation injector, a concentrated serum that could slow my body to the brink of death. A reckless idea formed. I agreed to proceed, putting on the performance of a lifetime. Fearless, devoted, heroic. At the ritual's climax, unseen by anyone, I drove the injector into my thigh. Cold spread through me instantly. My heartbeat faded to a whisper. Darkness swallowed the world, and the last thing I heard was the matriarch declaring that I had fulfilled my role with unmatched honor. I woke hours later on a stone platform under a sunset sky, alone, my body heavy but alive. From the hilltop, I could see their engineers swarming over my ship with astonishing skill. My gamble had worked. I hid in the forest for 2 days, living off stream water and wild fruit, watching them rebuild the wandering ember piece by piece. They even started carving a statue of me, short, heroic, wildly inaccurate. On the 3rd night, the ship's lights flickered on. That was my moment. I crept toward it, heart hammering, shadows my only allies. I was meters from the ramp when a hand the size of a dinner plate landed on my shoulder. I turned, expecting fury. Instead, the warrior behind me stared in awe and shouted in triumph. Within seconds the entire village surrounded me, not angry but reverent. The matriarch approached slowly, eyes wide. She spoke of prophecy, a star-born champion who would give his life and rise again, proof of boundless vitality. The crowd dropped to their knees, chanting a title that translated roughly to the eternal lover of the cosmos. I tried to explain I was just a guy trying to go home. The matriarch rested her massive hand on my head with gentle finality. According to prophecy, I belonged with them now, a living symbol meant to remain forever. My beautifully repaired ship gleamed behind them, fully functional, heartbreakingly out of reach. In a single twist of fate, I had gone from crash victim to unwilling deity. And that is how I became a legend on a planet I never meant to visit. Not the biography title I would have chosen, but history rarely asks for permission. If you're enjoying this story so far, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more sci-fi adventures like this. Apparently I'm stuck here for eternity, so I'll have plenty of time to tell them. As I stand in my new role, watching the stars I once traveled drift overhead, I can't help laughing at the absurdity of survival. I escaped death, repaired my ship, and somehow lost my freedom anyway. The villagers celebrate me, sing about me, build monuments in my honor, and treat me like a miracle wrapped in human skin. Maybe one day I'll find another loophole, another clever trick to slip back into the sky. Until then, I remain Adrian Cole, explorer, survivor, and reluctant myth, waiting for the next season to arrive while the universe watches and laughs.